in '97. I was just really bad into the booze, and that particular night, pulled out a gun. I ended up shooting myself. Woke up thinking, well, what the hell was that? So it was never really an attempted suicide. It was just a drunken, impulsive act. I bounced right out of the hospital. I went to rodeos, I drank. The change happened further on in life. Through the convalescing of that, I couldn't do a lot of physical stuff. To add a bunch of reconstructive surgeries and stuff that I couldn't have a full-time job. Kind of at a point where, what do I do? My mother actually found a saddle making school and said, this kind of might fit your bill. So I pulled what resources I had and signed up for the saddle making school in Cheyenne, Wyoming. I drove down there and got a motel and showed up every day, and a lot of people can't finish a saddle in the 6-week course. And I ended up building 3 and left in 5 weeks. And then the rest was just, you had to have the passion to make better saddles and more comfortable saddles and more usable saddles. I didn't know if they're kind of pushing on the pin. I was rodeoing and I broke an arm, and I was building a fence for a gal who was a flight attendant. And instead of getting paid cash, she said, would you like an open-ended ticket to go hang out in Australia? And I said, yeah. So I went down there, and I was there about a month, just flat broke, cowboying. I'd work in a saddle shop for day work, and I'd cut hay for day work, and I'd shoe some horses, and just kind of got a feel of everything down there through that. I got back and I tried doing some of the stuff in a Western saddle that I had just got done doing in an Australian saddle, and it just wasn't functional. The horn was in the way. It was kind of confining with your feet. And so that was a real kick off from making very high-end, very utilitarian, versatile type of a deal. I'd make some tweaks on the tree that I'd use and then ride it for a while and then change it, and until I got to kind of what's called the Duncan Vezain Wade. Way back then when I started, there was still a lot of guys needing just a utilitarian saddle. And every year that has diminished down. I had the foresight that they're going to have to be artwork if you're going to survive off of building saddles in the future. I always have to be striving towards something. So forcing my hand into the more artistic world kind of gave me something to shoot at. And I had a revelation. What I have done is the efficiency in everything, training horses all the way down to my carving. It's how can I get this done in my period of time, but also keep what's called the Sheridan style artwork. And one day I just did a full carved saddle with just filigree. And I stood back and I thought, wow, that looks pretty sharp. And making it more streamlined and get rid of patterns and stencils and just let it kind of flow once you train your hand. Just dig in and let it go. It's not something I would prefer, but it's me. And I often say, well, my taste is better than my talent. And it's working. People say, I love your carving, and that's why I'm buying your stuff. Yours is different, yours is unique, and that became you, your style, your artwork. Everybody can say, that's a Duncan Vezain saddle. Good, bad, or indifferent, it seems to work for me. So don't try to mold, don't try to be everybody else. Just be you and keep doing what you're doing, and they'll find you. The change came when I went from a normal looking bull rider that's sought after to I was really hard to get eye contact with people. I looked so bad. I was the guy that they're like, you know. You learn so much about people. And a facial injury is great because you don't even know until you see the way people don't look at you, and you're like, oh yeah. You don't wake up in the morning and see it. So I quit drinking stone cold, signed myself up in a rehab program, and walked out. I never drank again. It was eye-opening, you know. It was a long learning about yourself and learning how to cope. Just try to find out the part about you that you like the most and be that, and be happy with it. Probably the biggest success I've ever had is my wife. In this lifestyle, it takes both of you, your counterpart, enough to make that successful. That's probably my biggest cherished success in life, is being married to the right person. I'm going to get up tomorrow and I'm going to saddle some horses and get my kids off to school and try to make tomorrow my wife's best day she's ever had. That's kind of my goal. I just get up in the morning and say, what do I want to do, and try to find $1 doing it, you know.